just see
Were you
her.
guys going to ask me a question, or I just started talking?
No, I just started talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm Alex Williams of TechCrunch, and I've been with TechCrunch since July, and it's been unlike any other place I've ever worked. And I thought when I worked at Read Write Web, another blog now known as Read Write, that I got a lot of email. But at TechCrunch, it is off the charts. When I go to an event like this here, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not checking my email. What is in there? And that really is the way it is. And so, I mean, so I think it's just the volume overall, you know, and it's not just the volume, but in the email, but it's the volume of the tweets that come out of stories that you write, you know, and the volume of just really the number of people who are just so interested in TechCrunch. It's really a great place to work, and the people are terrific. It's a really fun group of people to work with.
How do you look for a story? How's your daily work?
How's my daily work?
Yeah.
Well, I do a lot of scheduled interviews, and a lot of our coverage is based upon who's getting funding, right? And so I'm writing all the time about companies that are getting, you know, millions of dollars from venture capitalists, and so those are definitely the companies who I'll like start to talk to during the day. But I'll also just follow the news, right, and see what's really breaking. And I have my own tools that I use to try to find news, and I think like a lot of bloggers do. And also we have a good tips network, you know, and so we encourage everyone to send their tips to TechCrunch, and they actually do kind of turn into stories. And then, you know, I have my own research tools, and I use Twitter quite a bit.
Which are them?
If This Then That. It's a new tool called IFT. I use that quite a bit. And there's other tools like, you know, well, Twitter. I think, you know, just using search effectively on Twitter can be very effective in helping find stories. And then I use Hacker News a lot. I go to Reddit a lot. And I have my sources who, you know, will help me get stories.
When you're not in TechCrunch, what do you do? I mean, at home, on weekends, what do you like?
When I'm at home, I cook. You know, I travel a lot, so my wife says, "You've got to cook for me this weekend. You have to cook," and so I cook. And I try to go to as many movies as I can. I have two children. I have two kids. They're 19 and 17, so they don't necessarily want to see me, but I want to see them. But my daughter's in college, so she's off and about. You know, and I just try to relax because I'll come right back to that email on a Monday morning.
What's maybe the greatest thing that happened to you since you became an IT journalist?
The greatest thing that's ever happened since I've become a journalist? Oh, that's a good question. I think there's been a series of events. I think I'll never forget the first breaking news story I covered. I was a newspaper reporter in Augusta, Georgia, a small daily newspaper, and a plane crashed. And I went out there and asked questions, and it was like a live breaking kind of news scene. I'll never forget that. And I'll never forget these stories about how events impacted communities, such as a small southern town that had some very rich, powerful families who were trying to recruit a toxic waste plant into this small community, and the people basically rose up and said that's not going to happen. That was a very intense kind of news to cover, and so that was in the news life, you know. But I think, you know, I moved further on. I got to interview Calvin Klein once. That was interesting. And then I did TV for a while, and TV was a challenge, and because you had to read off teleprompters, and I wasn't always that great at reading off teleprompters, and so I'd say things that were funny or whatever. No, I didn't mean them to be funny, but that was a great experience. It learned me to learn how to write differently, you know, so you're writing for the pictures, which is a different form of writing.
Yeah.
And, you know, but then the blogging came to me just because I was trying to find ways to connect these new technologies into telling the story. And so I started using RSS a lot more to help to help me find information, and so I started doing events about RSS, and that really came into my life as a blogger. And I think my life as a blogger just is like, and as a journalist, as a blogger, there's been a lot of great stories to do. I think it's mostly just the discovery of this whole new world that we're starting to understand, and that's what I really like about TechCrunch, because it's such a great platform to write about that stuff.
What do you like the most on Technology Matters? Why do you like technology?
I like technology, I think, because it's a constant discovery, and there is a constant discovery of new ways of working, and the things that people do are simply amazing. But there's also a great community of people who are there, and some of the best, my best friends I've ever had have come out of being part of the technology communities, and so that's very important to me. And I just think it's just a great field, and we're just kind of right on the edge of a whole new world, and it's just so fun to be a part of. And the people who are in that, it's almost like they're your kindred spirits.
Well, thank you very much.